66 to 76, thank you for joining us.
Welcome to the GKT stream. This is the Hayemaker final table. It's every player at this table has won their way to it. It's an invitational event only. They played an online free roll. They have each beaten between around 1,200 to 1,800 players each to win their seat here, and they are playing for a top prize of £5,000 tonight. We're down to 5 players. 3 have already busted, including David Hay, who was the feature of the event. He was cooled pretty near the start. And we're left with these 5 guys battling it out.
So this will be interesting. This is a button versus blinds, Rich's flop top set here. Now a lot of people would check this in Rich's shoes. I think Rich is going to go for a small c-bet here because it's a connected board. Rich, with his experience, knows this isn't the sort of board you want to start slow playing on. And he's going to get action from Seb with the second pair.
I can potentially see Sebastian raising this because he does have this kind of he has just raised, but I could see him going for it there. This might just stop.
Yeah, I do like his decision to call, especially versus Rich and the button, and even this ace on the turn, although it might be a scared card. There's 2 flush draws on the board. I really don't mind if Sebastian check calls again here, depending on how big Richard goes. Rich is likely to go on the larger size here because of those 2 flush draws. He doesn't want Seb to be drawing cheap. There's a straight draw on there as well. But you know, if Rich goes in like the 250, 270 range here, I don't hate if Sebastian calls again with the King 9. It's one of the better hands. He's going to check call on the flop, so you don't want to give up too quickly.
I can't see Sebastian calling this. I mean, it is a smaller bet. Oh God!
It is 250. I don't mind. Like, we can see from the cards that he's drawing dead, but I really don't mind if he calls this. He has found a good disciplined fold though.
Yeah, I think he's always holding that turn.
And Rich takes it down. I think he's in the chip lead now. A low.
Update on the high roller.
Yeah.
Still 5.
Thanks for the update.
That's alright, no problem. Still 5.
Hot off the press.
Mark Wright's got chunks.
Has he?
Well, Mark Wright has chunks now, yeah.
Mark Wright, Jack Salter, and Drayton short stack.
Now, there might have been a big pop between Jack and Mark then, because Jack had all the chips when I went over to have a look at it.
Well, just took a chunk of him.
All quality players, aren't they? The way to cream
took a chunk of him, and he's just. I've just watched it. It's just different gravy. All of it, just different gravy. Flops 2 pair, you then checks the river like to might have hit something. Oh, my days, and he got it right as well. 5,000 pounds. What's happening on social, Katie? Anything?
On social? Have you put the camera on?
No.
I thought you thought because I was on my phone.
Alright, no, I didn't know. Just wondering what happening on social.
I know, I was just posting an update on Instagram of us.
Oh, bless.
Yes.
Checking it out later.
Little picture of us, Tower.
Yeah.
You know I love a little Instagram story.
Absolutely.
And both players got a little
I'll
piece
post
of
one
this.
of us soon, David.
Oh,
don't
great.
worry, I won't
Cheers.
leave you out.
Jack opened under the gun here. Both players have got a piece of it after our in defence of big blind with the 8-7. We should be seeing either check or a small c-bet and a call here. Don't mind this from Jack. Looks like he is reaching for chips. You do want to go on the smaller side here. You want to make sure you don't fold out those 8x immediately. So I like this decision from Jack to go 80k here around the 3rd pot, even a little bit less.
We've seen Aaron get a bit sticky as well in spots and decide to like call and take it through the streets. So discipline fold. Wow. Maybe because of the position Jack's in with under the gun.
It might be the case of as well. He just expects that Jack's going to bet the turn quite often. I do think he should be calling, although again we can see he's behind. He should be calling when he's flopped a pair there versus a small C bet. But
do you know what that might be a little bit of as well? Knowing that he's just lost a pot where he's doubled Steve up, feeling like he's already lost chips, and actually a little bit of chip hugging, like kind of not wanting to play out of position and put chips in, and as it happens was a disciplined fold, but you can see he kind of wasn't really that happy with folding. Do you know what I mean? The body language after.
As we say, like you just said that Jack's opened in the hijack there, the earliest position at a 5-handed table. It is Ace King 8, so you do expect Jack is going to have some strong hands there. But versus a third pot bet, we don't have to realise our equity that much with bottom pair. So you have to get into the mindset of realising that even though you have bottom pair, it's okay to put chips in and still lose the pot quite a lot. You know, we only have to win the pot 25% of the time to make that call break even. So it's still fine to put the chips in there and fold to a turn bet. But I think you're probably right. Like, I definitely see that more from inexperienced players, where they almost take an emotional reaction to losing a big pot, and it's not always the worst thing, because it's almost a reaction to tilt. You know, like they're trying to stop themselves from tilting. And making further errors.
It's exactly that, where some players just end up thinking, oh well, I'll just get it in with anything like, and they have that form of tilt, and other players end up really hugging their chips and not wanting to apply any pressure or be involved in hands and pots and taking it through the streets, which we've seen him do before. When he had a bigger stack, he was quite happy, and when I say bigger stack, I mean the depth of the stack worth, as in the value of how many big blinds earlier on when the blinds are smaller. Now he's probably feeling psychologically short stacked, even though he's actually middle of the road. He's feeling short stacked, so it's got that element and that dynamic behind it.
I'll tell you what, Katie, that still happens to me as well. Like I sat down day 2 at a high roller today. I had 155k to start the day. In the first hand, I lost half my stack, and I sat there and I felt as though I had no chips left. And I still had like 30 big blinds or something. You know, it's that it doesn't leave you, honestly. Like, you lose a big pot after having or being used to having chips for a while. It doesn't leave you that feeling of being short stacked. You just need to make sure you're playing the next hand well.
Absolutely, you're so right. I mean, I've been in the complete opposite situation, where the big chip stack feels short when like you've just said, you lost half your stack and you were down to, let's say you were down to 70k, and I've doubled up from 30k to 60k. Sometimes I will have more confidence in the fact that I've doubled to 60 and I feel like chip leader with 60k, and you feel like, oh God, I've only got 75. Like, it's that kind of mindset element, isn't it? And it tests you on every level, this game. That's what's so unique about it. It's so good. This
is a really interesting turn card here. Richard's got he's defended the ace-6 off versus Steve, who's been very tight. Steve has c-bet the ace-high board. This is a turn card which you would expect to improve Richard way more often than Steve, but Steve has come in for a fairly sizable double barrel and gets Rich to fold top pair there. It's a shame we can't see Steve cards. I'd love to know what he had in that hand, because that is a card that you would expect to see Steve check back quite a lot, but he wasn't afraid of the Queen of Diamonds. He takes it down, moves up to third in chips.
I haven't seen him get out of line either, so I do actually give him credit for a hand there, because he hasn't really applied any pressure without the actual hand holding.
Well, Rich folded top pair very quickly, so I think he agreed with you. He didn't think very long at all about the ace-6 in that situation.
That's something that's interesting, that Rich is now on his phone. We haven't seen any of them on their phones. None of them have been gathering info on the other players, which You do see a lot on the live stream table. You see people that they, being fed information because they know it's on a delay on the stream and they can watch it and capture information, and some of it's crucial, but we haven't seen that, have we?
It's a good point.
It's actually been quite refreshing.
It's the first time I've seen anyone on. Well, it works both ways, right? Maybe everyone else just feels like they don't want to be distracted by their phone and they want to keep focused on the table. So it could just be that's working, but I don't know whether Rich was getting himself information there or not, but may well have been the case with the
half-hour delay. It might not even be that they realise that that's available to them. Do you know what I mean?
As well, Rich will know. I'm pretty sure Rich has been on the feature table before, but the others, you're right. Yeah, the others might
even know that they can have someone watching and viewing and feeding hand info and or player info to them. So it's shows again that it's not the norm for them to be on there, which is a great experience in itself, isn't it? That I know they're playing for money, like big money to them, but just this whole experience that they haven't had before is great. You can see all their family and friends on the rail. They're having a good time. They're, supporting them. They've all come for like the day out, night out. It's lovely.
Well, I think everyone's played okay so far. There's the occasional, I would say, recreational error that you can expect to be made, but it's nothing exceptionally wrong has been done so far. I would say I'm actually pretty impressed with how well people have played so far.
Did you want a drink?
No, I'm okay, thanks. So this might be the reverse of those. You just said. This might be the reverse of what you just said, Katie, with Aaron tightening up because he just lost a big pot. Steve's won a couple of pots in a row now, and now he's just called a raise out the small blind with 9-7 off. So not that this is bad, by the way. Like limp calling 9-7 off is fine here, but it's just that I wouldn't expect Steve to do it given what I've seen so far. So maybe this is him gaining a little bit of confidence now that he's won a few pots.
Do you know what though? It's a little bit of a red flag to Sebastian. I know he's bet with the 9 and that, but on that monotone board, it's could be almost like a warning to him because Steve hasn't got out of line, so he might be giving Steve credit for a king or the hearts or something that even the draw with the 10 coming in, he could have had like Jack Queen with the Queen of Hearts kind of hand. As it happens, the way it's played out, he's going to take it down with his 9, but he certainly didn't carry on his betting, did he? He was almost like wary of what Steve might have been calling with. Yeah,
I mean, I think the hand played out as I would expect it to. I wouldn't always expect the Jack 9 off to raise pre-flop there, but he obviously thinks Steve is going to be phoning quite a lot pre-flop. Didn't expect Steve to maybe have a hand like 9-7, but after the flop, I think they both played it well.
Update on the eye roller.
Go on.
Still 5.
I kind of felt you were going to say that. Ben Calls is not playing this game. He was playing the 6 max game earlier, which was another final table. Today has been an extremely busy day in the card room. We have had 3 final tables that have been streamed. We also have a 4th final table going on with the high roller event that's off the stream, just to the side. We also have a bounty event going on that obviously will play down tonight to final table and to a winner. And I think there's even a satellite.
There is some satellite to the as well. Yeah.
Every table's full. The card room is buzzing. The bar is heaving. It's a great atmosphere. So yeah, if you're around London, then come here if you want to have a night out. It's brilliant. Lots of play, lots of good times going on.
So I saw Jack limping a few hands ago, maybe an orbit or 2 ago as well. He's limped the ace-8 suited here. Again, this isn't actually something I mind in a shallow stacked game to have someone limping playable hands. It's different if he's going to limp stuff like Jack 9 offsuit or like even a hand like pocket 3s or something that just doesn't flop well. A hand like ace-8 suited, if you want to have some limps, isn't that bad of a hand to do it with. And he's checked it back, so I don't mind this either. It gives him the chance to make some very disguise strong hands on particular runouts, and
it can also induce some bluffs from Aaron on future streets.
Yeah, I was just going to say that he's got ace high, which can win at showdown as well, and he's always going to be able to call a turn bet with this hand. So he's coming in for the delay now, though. Doesn't want to give Aaron any more free cards, so he's going to take the pot down with the ace 8.
Feels almost like body language that Aaron's getting a little bit impatient, a little bit fed up with having to fold, or he will be feeling a little bit like perhaps a little bit unlucky and like running not like where he's having to fold, but he's just running into other hands, and but if I was watching body language and wanting to pick a spot and pick a player to be getting involved with, I would be picking Aaron at this moment in time, because he feels like he's gonna almost like not blow up, but do you know what I mean? Like get in a situation where chips will become available, possibly. Do you take much notice of body language?
I'm more, for sure I do, but it's more so in the aftermath of particular hands. I mean, I don't know whether Aaron's still thinking about his fives call off or not, but in the aftermath of hands, I mean, I'm guilty of it myself. Like my game, I would say, doesn't change based on anything that's happened, but I am guilty of looking a little peeved if I've just lost a pretty significant pot or something to that effect. But
I think I'm pretty good at internalising any kind of emotions with that, so that it's literally not shown.
Well, I don't really.
I think anyway. I mean, people might.
I don't mind, doing it. Like I got, as I said earlier, like I lost a big hand in the first hand of the day today in the high roller. I'm pretty sure I was visibly annoyed at it. It was a bit of a cooler, but I mean, I know my play isn't going to change based on that. I'm still going to play well, but I don't really mind. I feel like sometimes people take it's different in the middle of a hand, but I feel like sometimes people take the poker face thing too seriously and in between hands, like this table's been fairly jovial so far, and like chatting with each other. It's good to see, like, it's.
I think you're experienced enough.
Yeah, Aaron's got the ace king here. He's ripped it in.
Oh wow! Jack's woke up with ace queen.
And based on what you've just said, if Jack's picking up the same thing that you picked up on, ace queen is going to be very, very difficult to fold here.
Even that, where he picks up his beer, it's almost like, oh, quick, I better down my pint because I'm going to be off. It's actually a reverse tell, because he's, feels.
Well, generally, if we're speaking about live tells in isolation, generally someone drinking in a hand is a very consistent sign of strength.
It is, but do you know what? When they're all in and they pick up their pint and guzzle it as if they're about to be knocked out, so they might as well down their pint.
He's folded it. Well done, Jack.
That's a very good fold by Jack.
That's a sick fold. He does have Richard's open. You're not going to be too worried about Sebastian calling on the button there. But
I think that will settle Aaron now. He'll feel.
Yeah. You have
to
think as well, in Jack's shoes there, we haven't seen many all-ins at this table, and when we have seen them, they have been premium hands.
Yeah, they are.
So, people are willing to play flops. They're willing to put 3-bets in, but not all-in 3-bets. And, even if Aaron has looked a little impatient, when he just rips there over an open a call, you've got to give him some degree of respect, and that's a really, really difficult fold that Jack's just made there. He deserves a lot of credit.
I'm not sure that others would fold that on that table. I think possible Richard, but stack size dependent as well. But it's definitely not an easy fold. 5-handed, you pick up ace queen.
Well, I'm surprised, given what I've seen from Sebastian so far, that he's folded the king-6 suited on the button and on the cut-off. And I can tell you that Aaron's king-3 suited is definitely an open on the button as well. But again, we might be seeing the factor of he's just won the last hand. He just wants to hold on to his chips now. So we're going to a blind v blind spot with Jack completing.
Which now, because they're not involved in the pot, opens a new dynamic with Jack raising.
So this
the raise isn't big enough again. Blind on blind. He's only gone 2x and
into an experienced player as well. Like Richard definitely folds this king deuce to a 3.5x raise, but Richard's smart enough to know that he can't fold a hand like king deuce off getting that price. So Jack could put himself, not on this board, but Jack could put himself in some tricky situations just by getting that raise size.
Now, though, but I don't know what.
Wrong pre. Rich has
He has
folded.
won the hand, but
So I think two options are open to Jack pre-flop there. Either he can complete by calling the big blind, which is perfectly fine, or if he wants to raise, which is also fine, he wants to go in the 180 to 210 range there and give Richard a decision with some of the more marginal hands in his range. When he's getting almost 5-1 on a call there, Rich just isn't folding
it's
much
just
in
that
position.
sizing, isn't it? It's just the sizing blind on blind.
We got a high roller
Have we got an update?
We've got an idol update. They're not on 5. Oh yes they are.
Still on 5. Any shorties?
Are we still on 5 here?
We're still on 5
Nobody
here.
wants
Which one's going to finish first?
Nobody wants some.
This one will finish first. This one will finish first. Structure. Playable hand here, but early position. First to act. But he's looking like he's coming in for the raise. He's mixing in a few different. Oh, he's got the ace. Oh, eh?
There's no. Oh, he's sitting out, Katie. That's what it is. He's just walked away from the table.
Oh,
he's talking to someone, and he's been dealt ace queen while he's away from the table.
Oh man!
I hope he's not watching the stream, or that might send him off.
As it happened, he'd have been involved and been behind at this point. So
Look at this again from Steve though. Like he's played so tight, so solid, and then all of a sudden he's won a couple of pots, and he's like, this is definitely a fold versus under the gun.
Do you know what? This is where Steve leaks chips by making up blinds with early position raises and making it up, and he's just bleeding chips when he doesn't need to be involved, and he could actually utilise them chips by raising himself in a different spot and actually playing a higher aggression factor to win more chips, and you know he'd end up accumulating more rather than losing them, dwindling away.
Yeah, agreed for sure. Like he's.
Can we bring the B team in for half an hour? Go and get yourself a coffee.
We can indeed.
Dave,
sounds good to me.
Thank you very much. Been listening to that. Been right good.
Thanks, guys.
It's been great fun.
Dave, Doherty, Kate Smith, B team are coming in.
Leave that there. I'll leave my laptop there, alright?
Yeah, leave your laptop and your bag and your washing and all that.
I might take a biscuit.
Again.
I've only had 20 of them so far.
Got them. Incoming.
Right, see you later. I'm only taking one.
No, it's only taking biscuits away. Incoming. Bourbons.
Bourbon.
Just so you know there, that's my laptop next to that thing, so if you knock it over.
We're right. Only 2? 2. Can't believe it. How many have you got?
I'll buy a pack of biscuits tomorrow.
If Adam Lowe's watching, Katie's having 2 more bourbons.
Yes.
Oh,
they are.
And my best.
Yeah, the chocolate always ends up on your fingers.
Right, who are the players?
Sometimes like, yeah, but you got to take it.
I'll leave my scarf in here.
Flipping heck. Scarves left, laptop, washing, hotels. You left all your club and took the hobnobs. Oh yeah.
Right, see you later.
Cheers, guys. Enjoy.
Yeah. The A team have just left us, and now the B team's here.
The A plus team.
You get a bit closer because you're quieter than me.
Oh, come in.
You get yourself in. Get a bit closer. That's it. Jamie Nixon, the tower.
You all right, everyone?
We'll give you an hour, and we've got 5 players left in the Hayemaker free roll. We'll give you the names of all the players, but favourite for the day is in seat number 1, Richard King. He was the favourite in the book to win it.
He was.
He was 5-1 when everybody else wasn't. Yeah, take it. Absolutely.
There's some bourbons there as well, mate.
There's all sorts. There's all sorts. So,
Tower, this is amazing. You're commentating, but you're also in the background.
do you know, I'm just chatting away to the guys. I'm getting grief on the rail. I had to move away. I was getting right grief.
Really?
Richard King signed seat number 1. They were talking to the guy. They're all rooting for Steve Chadwick. Steve Chadwick, they're all rooting for him. Because we thought it were a misprint and Chadwick going to turn up for a free roll. But unfortunately not. Players left: Richard King, Steve Chadwick, Sebastian Harafa we spoke to on the opening piece. That is Aaron Waterer and Jack Redmond, who has been announced as Jack Oliver quite a few times.
Yes.
But it's not, it's Jack Redmond. So
Jack's
blinds
got
at
the
36, blinds at 30-60, these levels seem longer than 20 minutes. Because then blinds at 30-60 have been there forever by the time of it.
Really?
But we'll keep an eye on Simon. Because he's getting tired as well. It's been a long day doing 3 different comps. Weirdly, doing 3 comps all starting at back again. It's like Groundhog Day 3 times running.
It is, isn't it?
You've got the heads up that started twice at 100.
Yeah.
You got the deeps. You got the 6 mic that started at what was it, 8:16. But it was the first level, and then we got this one.
So we've gone from 100.
Yeah.
So what is it now? 30k, 60k?
We're on 30-60, I do believe. And this is going on for a while. This really is. Playing off for a bit of money at the bottom, as you can see there. 5,000 first price, 3,600, 28, 2,400. Next out, we'll get £2,000, 1,600. As we saw, we'll get the names of the players that were eliminated in order. David A, £1,200 to charity. Well done to him. Unfortunately, a bit of a cooler. Ace 5 into Ace Queen. Ace 5 on the flop, Queen on the turn.
Brutal one.
Absolutely.
I finished my bourbon now, so I can talk, Tower.
Okay, thanks for that.
It's all right, mate. Anytime. Well, apart from when I'm eating a bourbon.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I mean, it's good to see these players still going at this stage. Jack is, I mean, I'd be very surprised to see anything other than a 3-bet here.
Yeah.
And Sebastian's just not going to continue. So I think this will be a bit of a nothing hand, but who knows? We've been surprised before. Zach Abello says, "Oh yeah, good luck this week." Thank you very much, Zach Abello. Appreciate that.
You playing day 1A or day 1B?
Hopefully just day 1A.
Right.
No, so the plan is to play day 1A, and if I don't get through, I will play day 1C.
All right, okay.
Because
The turbo?
yeah, the 3 pros, me, Trig and Katie, have got a bit of work on the side, so I'm playing tomorrow.
Bit of work on the side, don't tell your boss.
No. Well, for the boss. We're doing
That's all right.
We're doing the boss's job.
Yes. Yeah.
So Katie and Trig are doing that tomorrow, and I'm playing, and then on Friday they're playing, and I'm filling in. So
I don't actually know what the restrictions are like coming into Britain at this moment in time. I fell out with it all.
Basically,
I don't want to get into politics, but it's all bollocks to me.
It's the same as before, but on your day 2 test, you just have to isolate until you get a negative test.
Right.
That's all that is. But some companies might not give you a test result straight away, so
Great. Anyway. So we are 500 money strolling across the walk. 6 for Sam Barnes, thanks to PK for that. 7th, Kathy Donovan, who'd not played a live hand of poker in her life.
she's played a few now.
But and then sat next to David A.
Good way to start.
Absolutely. And David, 1,200 for charity, as he told us in the interview. He was playing for charity.
He's playing tomorrow as well, right?
He is.
2K.
Yeah. And then he says he needs a bit more tournament poker practice. Because obviously 2 years ago when he had that fantastic run in Goliath, had played Vegas as well. And he said he was getting into it, but then COVID hit and stopped playing.
Yeah,
and wants to get back into it, he says.
We spent a little bit of time with him out in Vegas.
Yeah.
And he did put the hours in the tournament, so he was playing quite a bit.
Thank you very much, young man. The man is off. The man is off, Mr. Gary. McGaffney. See you in the chat very shortly. Nice one, Gary.
Yeah, as I mentioned, David was putting the hours in Vegas. He was playing a lot of the daily tournaments, so he has got the bug back. After this tournament as well, he came over and we had a quick chat through his play.
Yeah.
And he had a bit of an eye-opening moment when it comes to not limping. Stuff. I showed him some statistics and he saw some numbers which were kind of eye-opening for him, I think.
Okay. Yeah.
So hopefully that helps him out a lot going forward. But time will tell. When he wins the 2K this weekend, I'm taking credit for it.
We don't mind the final, and we don't mind an FT from David if he manages it. A lot of people's going to be saying there's over 700,000 in that prize pool, which I think is achievable.
I think it could be more. I mean, I'm being optimistic, but
yeah, I think 400 runners is 720 in the prize pool, isn't it? So
we've been surprised a lot this year, though.
Yeah, and we keep. What's your guesses for this one? What's your guesses to that one? We've stopped guessing.
Yeah.
We have literally stopped guessing.
We set the line and it's overs or unders, right?
Yeah.
But I think the line was set for the PLO 1K. What was it? They set the line at 80?
80.
And it got 150. So if we do the same for 450 for the main, could happen.
And they're out and they all had a piece of it. Like, the guy they all flew out and then literally finished third in the main. They all had a piece of it. One of the guys had a quick. Yeah, but they were just like,
even if you said 50%.
Yeah, no. It was like a Sunday night, Bolton, we were going to go to Heathrow tomorrow and fly the biggest. And then they literally went off. You can see them on the rail, all the way through the main cover, they're just going most on the rail. That's awesome, eh? Like, what was that?
I think so that's the best tournament you can play.
It's what?
I think so it's the best tournament you can play. I like that because it's freeze out. I like it. It's like you can play against all the pros, big pros coming in and everyone. And they're really trying. A lot of them, they got 3 by 10K and they can, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a freeze out. And they
over there, it's like really gonna experience for someone who's really good.
Raise to 125.
So back to the game. Jack A7 raises to 125 with the blinds at 30-60. Rich should be 3-betting. But doesn't, he just calls.
The thing here, Rich will believe that he's the best player at the table.
Yeah.
Just purely because of the experience that he's had. I mean, I haven't seen a lot of this, but Jack's played very well from what I've seen. I haven't seen much of Sebastian or Aaron. But he will believe that he's got an edge on this table. So when he's got a hand like King Jack suited on the button, he might just decide to flat and play hands in position because he'll feel like he can maybe outmaneuver his opponent's post flop. So that might be his thinking here rather than coming in for the 3-bet. Having said that, he's going to be in a tricky spot here when Jack calls. He has sized it quite small here, it's a 60k. $555k on the pot.
Ace 10.
This
King is better than a called.
This card could slow things down a little bit.
Okay.
So now what I'd really like to see is Jack come in for something value. Like,
Why does it check?
so in that spot.
How does it ever check in that situation?
I mean, I guess what Jack's thinking is he wants to try and induce some kind of bluff from Richard. But a lot of the time, in that spot, we know that Richard has never ever got Ace King because he would have 3-bet that pre and wouldn't have played it the same post flop. So we know we've got the nuts because he's never got pocket 10s either.
No.
So we've got the effective nuts. So in that spot, we have to think about what our opponent can have. Now, he can have some Ace X, which would be plausible, and we bet and they might raise or they call and it's a chop pot. The other thing though is that our opponent can plausibly have a king, which is obviously quite easy for us to say when we're sat here and we can see that he's got a king.
Yeah.
But in that spot, what you can do is bet very, very small, just to give Rich a really, really good price there. Because we're never getting called if we bet big. We're never getting called by worse, so we may as well just bet small and try and extract some value
out of it.
Even just
we should have got some value out of that one, I reckon.
20% pot, we could get paid. But yeah, I'm sure Jack has his reasons for that one. Interesting to see Aaron just folding the Queen 9 to a single open there. He might be aware of the upcoming pay jump. Steve is shorter than him. Sebastian.
Yeah, they're all free rolled in. Basically, there's a lot of money involved for guys that have spent nothing.
Exactly.
Getting into it, they might have even just joined Grosvenor Poker to play the free rolls, knowing there's an event on.
Yeah.
And they might have never deposited. I totally understand that. But
yeah.
I'm pretty sure that all these 5 guys are pretty competent at playing.
Yeah,
and even playing live.
Yeah, from what we've seen, they all seem decent players. I mean, but it's one of those things. When something's a free roll, we can think, it's a free roll. We'll just do whatever. But imagine this tournament was a £1 buy-in. What's the next page on?
Oh, the money's there you go. It's pretty small, to be fair. £5 up top.
Well, you're saying it's small, but like this is a free tournament, right?
Yes.
If the pay jump is 500 quid and the buy-in's £1, that's 500 buy-ins. Imagine a 500 buy-in pay jump in a GUKPT.
Yeah.
It'll be ridiculous. It's massive. So effectively in this spot, the people are in for nothing. The money, the ROI on what they've gained here is huge. So we can't really look at it as only a 400 quid pay jump when they've invested nothing. Like 400 quid pay jump is huge at this stage when the investment is so low. So
3-9 flop.
And we don't know what the money means to each individual person. To one person it might mean nothing, but to somebody else it might be huge. So.
Absolutely. No, I totally agree. And I'm pretty sure that these guys know how to play it.
Yeah,
we just think there's a bit of value left on the table.
100%.
Because it's also that you can tell the demeanour by the way they put the chips in the bottom. They've got everything about them, which tells me they all play live poker.
Yeah, 100%. The only one that doesn't was Kathy.
Yeah.
But Kathy plays a lot online.
And she interviewed before and she said, this is my first ever live game of poker.
Yeah.
And she admitted it.
And she did a good job, and she plays a decent amount online.
Yeah.
And I mean, she's won a 2,000 runner free roll, so she knows what she's doing.
Absolutely.
So,
yep.
It's good to get these players out and into a casino having a taste.
It sure is, and hopefully we'll do it again at some point. Pretty sure we will.
Whoa! Slap jam from the Jack 3 of clubs. Jesus Christ! This is.
Go on, Aaron.
Wow. I mean, I'd love to think that he was doing it for value because he had the best hand, but I doubt it.
So the blinds are now 40-80 with a 40 big blind with a 40 ante. 40-80. Blinds up.
There's no hesitation whatsoever there, Tower. No sooner had Jack put the chips in, that all-in triangle was in. But what we don't know is whether we see a couple of people on the rail. We don't know whether these players are getting relayed the information.
I don't
from
think.
The friends.
I'd be very surprised if they are. To be fair.
Yeah.
I'd be very surprised if they're that way inclined on this. If this was the main event grand final, then obviously yeah. If this was the 1K that we had 2 weeks ago, I don't think this will do that.
Did Kathy win last week's tournament? I'm not sure.
I don't actually know. You won last week. I still want to know why it was only 8 hand. It was an empty spot for somebody.
Yeah.
I've been trying for the last 2 months.
There should have been a runners-up position.
Scuba Snack says because he was heads up last week. That's a bad beat.
Oh wow.
It was a £1,200 payout or bubbling or finishing second in the free roll for about 300 quid. I know somebody else that did that. Don't we? Don't we, Jamie?
Who? Who are you referring to, Tom?
I don't know, somebody's about 2 foot away from us. Let's watch it this with gritted teeth. He can't wait to press stop at the end of the night. Blinds are 40-80, so at some point somebody's going to clash with somebody else.
Yeah,
because we're on 25 bigs now. We should be heads up at this stage of the game.
Yeah, biggest stack, 25 big blinds.
Yeah.
It's gonna... How long's the clock now, did we say?
20 minutes.
20 minutes?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
20-minute clock.
Done within the hour?
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
It has been a long day.
I think they said level 9 of the tournament would be 4.5 hours in. Should be the end of the tournament because that's 20. That's about 40 bigs in play.
So half one with breaks.
So yeah,
that's an hour and a half.
I hope there's no more breaks. We've got work tomorrow. We've been in since 11.
Been here since 10, you slacker.
Oh, sorry. Sorry about that.
So this is a stage where I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, Steve is in.
Steve Chadwick says I'm all in for his last 12 bigs.
Sebastian going into the tank with the Queen 9 of clubs.
12 bigs.
He's going to fold, but
yeah, he is folding.
This could be a stage where we see the screws start to be turned by Rich King. I think he'll have played short stack poker a lot. Mm-hmm. He'll know that you don't have to shove 20 bigs. He'll know that you can open up 14 bigs and get it through. He'll have some raise folds, he'll have some raise calls. He'll know what he's doing here. So this is the time that experience is going to come in. So it'll be interesting to see if he does turn that screw now.
Let's hope he does. Or somebody takes a little bit of control.
So we're going to see Rich open the 9-10 of hearts. I'll just min raise this, I'm sure. Yeah. Steve now is probably going to jam with the pocket sevens. He effectively goes all in. Quite quickly. Another pick up for Steve and he's up to 1.5 million. Just like that. Did you have a bet on top?
I didn't know.
You didn't.
No, I would have picked one of the 13-2 shots.
Yeah. Yeah, I had Steve Chadwick. I was like, he can channel his inner Chidwick, I thought. I bet on Sam as well, who I think bust already. From what I've seen though, I would have bet on Jack. Sebastian's going to just be ripping this in, is he? No, he just limps the ace deuce. Aaron with the check. Some interesting flops can come out here.
6-9 deuce.
That being one of them, they both pair up.
Both flopped a piece.
Check, check.
Let's check, check. 5 of spades. This will go check, check.
Oh, no. I think Aaron's going to start
coming
betting now. He's got to protect his 6.
I like that. I like that. Take a bit of control of the hand. Nice bet, Aaron. 2.1 mil. Sebastian down to 13 big blinds. Chip leader's got 26.
Sounds like someone's winning a jackpot in the background.
Nobody's won the bad beat jackpot though. 330,000.
Have they not?
No.
Somebody posted on my Discord that I went in Southampton, but I mustn't have done.
Yeah, apparently it got announced in this club as well.
Really?
And then 20 minutes rescinded.
Oh wow.
Nah, that's a bit of a bad beat because they're all waiting thinking, well, I'm going to get a chunk of money, yes, that's here. Because it was silly o'clock in the morning. So there been less players all around the country playing, so they could have been in line for about a monkey.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it gets rescinded.
What happened? Both cards weren't used or something?
Yeah, it could have easily been that both cards weren't used. Or a report came out that it was gone and it hadn't.
Yeah. Oh, we could see
action here.
We could. I don't feel like we're going to see Rich call this off, to be honest. I think he's going to get away from this. Sebastian has jammed for 1.1 million, and Jack's asked for a count with 5-6 of spades here. I'm not 100% sure why. He's not going to call this off. 5-6 of spades. It's a close spot with the ace-10, but I think we'll see Rich King get away from this. He might not believe that Sebastian is shoving like ace-9 and things like that. Moved his chips forward there, maybe to get a reaction. Look. He's talking to him, Tower. He's trying to get a read.
Richard in the tank, ace-10, right on the cusp of a call in hand. He's not calling. I already know now he's not calling because by this time a competent player like Richard would have already called.
Don't show the ace.
He was pipped. He was pipped.
Satellites, 600, 1200, 1200, 600, 400, 400.
Yeah, totally agree, John. But until all casinos get a lot more regular staff, which is a big struggle at this moment all around the country, then poker won't be the same in your local club. It's not the company's fault, it's people not wanting to, well, I don't know, it's all swings and roundabouts, isn't it? But unfortunately, hiring of staff is a big issue all around the country.
Not just in casinos as well.
Yeah,
there's pretty much all hospitality.
There's a million people shortage, workers shortage in hospitality, including casinos. It's a big ask. So what they've decided in Blackpool is to up the buy-in, have it self-deal, and players are turning out.
So, I mean, from the company's point of view, it's not something they would foresee doing long term.
No, not at all.
It's just whatever.
Not at all. But at this moment in time, the staff shortage around the country is pretty bad. Unfortunately, they've stopped live poker in Coventry, and we all know how good Coventry was at the GKPT. We all know we go to Coventry for Goliath, but as a staffing issue, Coventry can't man the card rooms. It's just a sad state, unfortunately. The way straight after COVID, the leaving Brexit, leaving the EU and not being able to get the staff coming in, it's all adding up to a shortage of staff around the country, which is a big shame. Yeah, I'm sure they have a look at that as well, Michael, and come up for a reason. It's a fine balance. Totally agree. But everybody at the moment is in the same situation, which is a big shame because live poker, you start with your £20 games and £25 games and then you build up.
Yep. Egyptian King, I'm not 100% sure on that. I'll ask PK when he comes back in.
What's that?
He's just popped out. He's got a £225 ticket that he wasn't able to use because the tournament got cancelled. If it's cancelled again, we'll be able to convert it. It won't be able to be converted
No,
to cash.
definitely not convert it into cash, that is for sure.
But
you will be able to use it at some point.
Yeah, in terms of what it can be used for, that's something that I'd have to ask PK. It wouldn't be converted to cash.
Hiya Nathan, a bit short this comp. This comp should be heads up by now if you're looking at the structure. Nobody wants out because it'll be a lot of people's first payday because it's an invitational online free roll David A comp. That's why it's a bit short.
Yep.
That's why they started with 1 million chips for a start.
Yeah.
We don't do that on a regular basis.
I wouldn't mind having 1 million chips on a GUKPT table.
Totally different to a normal comp, Nathan. That's why it's a bit short. But nobody wants out. If you've been watching it, you'd realise that nobody wants to lose rather than nobody wants to win it.
So basically, we're just waiting for a cooler spot.
Yeah, that's the only way anybody's going to go out. Is we're all just going to blind down until we get down to 10 bigs and then take it from there. It is one of those comps, but it's a big comp from a free roll to next out being about £2,000. So from a free roll, you've locked up £2,000. It's pretty big. You'd love this situation, Nathan, because all you do is just smash the table to bits and nobody will be able to play.
That's it.
It'd be over by now, we'd be at the bar.
Yeah. Hope you're good, Nathan, mate.
It's a big payday for somebody.
It is.
That is for sure.
£5,000 is a lot of money. £2,000 is a lot of money.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially when the investment is zero. All of these people as well, because they won their free roll, they won money for that free roll based on what position they... Well, they all won it, but based on how many players were in it. Some people got around about £400 for winning their free roll. Mm-hmm. Then they also got expenses for coming here, right, Tower? It was about £500.
That's right.
So before they've even got here, they've probably got circa 900, £1,000. And then anything that they've earned here is on top of that. Now, David Hay bust out in first, his money going to charity, and everyone else playing for that 5k up top. Remember, tomorrow as well is the start of the GUKPT Grand Final, £2,000 buy-in. We're expecting massive numbers again, as we've seemed to have been getting all the time in London. I'm going to say, I think there's going to be 550 runners, Tower.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
550, that's what I'm saying. Oh, we might get a call here.
550?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We got 150 for the 1k PLO.
I know.
I'm going to go 550.
Wow.
I mean, that's a very optimistic number.
It is.
But
you're not wrong.
But I think it's going to happen.
You know, if you just said 556,
yeah,
that'd mean $1 million in the prize pool.
It would.
Do you want to change it?
No.
You might as well.
No. You know what I'm like for bubbling? We'll bubble the 1 million. Do you want to hear another sad story, Tower?
Go. Yeah, Leeds. Oh, sorry.
Newcastle.
Oh, Newcastle.
Yeah, well...
That's another sad story.
That's worse than sad.
I keep saying Leeds because you live near Leeds. You live in Leeds.
You know, the sad story is, you know how I bubbled the NPL last year for the 12k package or whatever it was?
Yep.
Jim told me where I would have finished in the league this year. I'd have finished 6th. So
really?
I won the package. So last year I bubbled the package. This year I would have got the package, but I can't get it because I'm sponsored.
Oh my days.
Brutal. Brutal. So yeah, I've been moping about that recently. And we did knock Maguire out, right? Is it Maguire that would have bubbled again?
Yes. Was Vegas profitable? Says Rhino.
So I had a side event package which was very profitable, but then I did not cash the main. So as a result of that, I was only up a little bit over the course of Vegas. But you know where I did make a bit of profit? Something that I don't play. normally
Nice one.
the Willy Wonka slot machine. And then
Tell us more.
And then the Buffalo slot machine, which I never really play slots, but in Vegas they're a lot more fun.
Yeah.
And so Ellie had a headache one night, so I put $100 in a Buffalo machine. On my second spin, I won 2.5k. And then had a massive.
Do that.
Just press the button, mate.
Press the button.
Press the button, mate,
Ding,
yeah.
ding, 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 ding.
And then we got to the airport on the way back, and I put my last $50 note in the Buffalo machine and got $1,300. So the slots were more profitable than the poker. So that, I hope that answers your question, Rhino.
Oh my.
And I've been transferred from Team Grosvenor Poker to Team Grosvenor Slots. Stick to what I'm good at. Jack with the 9s. This is a weird one, blind versus blind. So we see a min raise from the small blind, which isn't something you'd normally see, although we are pretty shallow. And Jack, rather than jamming, is just 3-bet to 360k. So this is a really interesting spot. Aaron doesn't look like he's Hollywood in here, and if he is, he's doing it very well. It seems like he's got a very close
there's no
decision.
Hollywood from Aaron.
I feel like this might be something like a King 10 suited type hand that he just doesn't know what to do with. And it would be a pretty gruesome spot. Getting such a good price to call, but it's such a big part of your stack. Do you jam? Don't really want to do that. Or do you fold? You don't really want to do that.
I just feel the longer is tanking, the less likely he is to call.
Yeah.
The way the rest of the table's played.
I feel
Unfortunately, we can't see what he's got, but he could have ace 10, ace jack.
I think with ace jack it would be in by now.
Do you think?
It'll be a slightly more marginal one, like a queen jack, king 10, pocket 3s, pocket 4s type hand that he's raised and just wishes he jammed now. But we will never know. Spearsy, how much did you cash for your 12th place? Thanks for reminding me about the 12th place in a bracelet event. It was gutted, absolutely gutted. It was only an $800 deep stack, so I got 12k for that.
So blinds up 50-100,000.
Stevie Key says, do you have to register to take part in the National League? So
No.
you do have to opt in.
You have to, yes.
So you don't have to register or anything, but what you can do is on the Grosvenor Poker client, if you open up, you sign in, on the promotions tab there's a National League part on there. Click on that and just click opt in. That's all you need to do. And then you don't need to do anything else at any point. And what that allows us to do is publish your name next to your username on the league updates, and that's literally it. We take care of the rest.
There's the 200. Should see a flop with this from Richard.
This is where we're seeing a little bit of inexperience at this stage of a tournament, because we're seeing min raisers off 13 bigs.
13 big blinds. Well, 16 bigs.
And insert
blinds 100k.
Oh, sorry. Okay, yeah. And it's a weird one because when you min raise at this stack depth, Rich is supposed to call pretty much anything. He has to get rid of like the worst part of his range, but he's going to be calling pretty much everything. And with pocket 2s, we want them to fold all their overcards. So if they've got something like 10-7 suited or Jack 8 off or something like that, these are all hands that are going to call to a min raise, but they're hands that would fold to a jam. Now, the point of this, like when we've got pocket 2s with 16 bigs blind versus blind, we don't really want to take it post flop because there's never really going to be a flop that we want to see apart from one with the deuce on. And we're out of position as well, so what's going to happen is we're going to c-bet, we're going to get called fairly often, and then when that happens, we're not going to have a clue what to do on turns.
Remaining on the final table of the Hayemaker tournament, please make your way back to the program now. You have 3 minutes remaining on your break.
We have called, unfortunately he's not caught up just yet from the action tracker. He has called 5 spades on the turn.
So Jack's going to check. Rich does not have a spade, so he's going to come in back here. I don't think he's going to check very often. He needs to protect his king at this stage.
Yeah.
He's got sub 10 big blinds. There's 850k in the pot. It'd be interesting to see if he bets small or jams though. It'd be interesting to see what his line is. I don't think in his mind if he jams he's going to get called off a queen. I don't think he believes he'll get called off queen jack or something if he jams, so he's going to go smaller. Yeah, he does. It's good awareness from Richard that he's going this smaller size, and because he knows that he's not going to get called by worse if he jams off this particular opponent. So he can bet this size. If he gets jammed on, he can assess. He can assess the situation.
Well played, sir.
So Rich King showing his experience at the stage again. Jack's played very, very well throughout, but experience is key in this kind of stage, I think. And Rich is showing it. Cheers, Spears. Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, I'll be Vegas again in 6 months' time.
Yeah, it's gone back to summer now.
Yeah.
I just don't like the idea that it's bang in the middle of the strip.
No, I agree.
I think it'll treble the price of the strip. I think the car parking will be an absolute nightmare for locals.
Yeah.
The strip will be full.
Yeah.
And to me, it's the wrong place. But there are obviously reasons for it.
Yeah.
To have it in split venues as well just doesn't seem like the right thing to do. But it's 2021.
Yeah.
And things have changed a lot.
Yeah. So, well, that's it. I mean, we just need to hope that it does go well and they get it right.
I can't see why they'd be having it in two places.
No.
Unless they're having two bracelet events at the same time in different places.
They do have multiple bracelet events at one time, but it's normally like a day one in one place, a day two in another.
Yeah.
It might be a little confusing. I mean, normally they make you bag up your chips if you have to move from one room to another, and you have to walk through the corridors to take your chips.
Yeah.
I wonder what they make you put your chips in if you have to walk from one casino to another.
Imagine a PKO.
Yeah.
Going from one casino to another.
That's one way.
No bounties making the other table.
Yeah. When you walk from one side of a card room to another, you might avoid your big blinds. If you walk from one casino to another, you might avoid 11.
Especially in Vegas.
Yeah. You have to get an Uber to your next table.
Yeah, I personally think it's a bad move, but time will tell.
Yeah. You can only hope that they do it right.
Yeah. So, Sebastian's all in.
Yeah. Now Steve's going to have to fold. If you're going to make it 225,
yeah. There's no need. You might as well jam.
It's jam or even limp. Like limp at that point is fine.
You just bet 2.5 bigs out of your 13 big blind stack.
Yeah.
You may as well just chip it in.
David Duggan says, do you have to be playing regularly online as well as live to have a chance of doing well in the NPL? I would say for next year, I haven't seen the full schedule, but I think it's going to be predominantly live.
Yeah.
Am I right in what
I think there's is it the seasonal specials will still be online and
stuff like
some
the
other
Christmas
events.
cracker.
Yeah. We've got the Christmas cracker this year, the week before Christmas, and then the G Coupe in between Christmas and New Year. No, I get a shake of the head. There's me. I mean, false information that's now out of date.
We've got the Grosvenor Poker Festival starting on Friday.
Grosvenor Poker Festival. Why have we not been told this?
There's a big banner out there.
Why have we not been told this?
The one that you didn't like.
I'm sat in here.
So there is a series starting on Friday, the Grosvenor Poker Festival, running over 2 weeks with £2.5 million worth of guarantees.
Oh, well, I knew that.
And the main event is going to be a €200 buy-in with 500k guarantee.
Wow.
So
is that just Grosvenor, or is it that?
It's the Grosvenor Poker Festival on iPoker, yeah.
So it's open to everybody.
Interesting one here to see what Aaron does. He just flats with the ace-4 against Steve's 9-7 of diamonds button open.
Stevie Key says he can't see the NPL opt-in anywhere.
Will the opt-in be up now? We'll chase that up, Stevie. If you don't get a reply tonight, drop a message in my Discord and we'll chase it up for you.
What's Discord anyway? I'm old. I'm over 50.
Imagine a WhatsApp group with like 250 people.
Flipping heck.
I'll show you. Actually.
How do you get 250 friends?
Well, it's from the stream and stuff.
You on Tinder or something?
Shut up, Ellie's listening. So, it's this. It's just like a messaging service, but then you have loads of different sections. So there's a general, queries, sports bit, crypto bit. People can discuss TV and film. You can discuss hands in there. There's a National Poker League section. People can put the results in there. There's a home game bit. There's loads and loads of stuff.
So you set all them side bits up, or is that?
Well, I did with a bit of help from... So I set all this up originally, and then Spand helped me add some extra bits in.
Nah, you would have Spand involved.
But then, like, if people want to post a hand, people will put it here. You get absolute crushes like Bowie Effect.
Yeah.
Replying to people who...
He's done well in Vegas, hasn't he?
Yeah,
Andy Wilson?
He got second in the 1K.
Nice.
Second place. He's in Florida currently playing a 25K. Very, very good player.
Nice. What's the price I'm buying of this? It was a free roll. We have 7 weeks of free rolls. Whoever won the free roll got an invitation to London with £1,200 locked up plus expenses. And here they all are. David A was in the building, but unfortunately it was first out.
I'll be back in tomorrow to give it a go in the 2K. Jason says that sounds like Jamie. Thanks, mate. It is. Hope you're doing good, Jason. Oh, Steve gonna bet again. Showing Max Hart here. It goes all in, and now this is a big, big decision for Air, and this could be a bust out. So Steve going all in with absolute air. He has 9 high. Is it going to be, to quote Grosvenor, a 9 high like a boss moment?
It could well be. It could be.
He's folded. He's
folded.
He gets it through. Is he going to show the bluff?
Go on then, Chadwick.
Is he going to show?
Show him the 9-7.
No.
Oh, you put him on Uber tilt if you show him the 9-7.
Oh, wow. Turning the screw there, Steve.
Look at the stacks there.
Between 13 and 17 bigs.
17 bigs is a big stack.
Wow. Jason says off to Vegas on the 8th, Jamie.
8th of what? 8th of December, 8th of January,
he said he was
8th of May?
I knew he was going in December, so it must be December.
Oh, right, okay. That'll be next Thursday. Or next Wednesday.
If you're at the Vic, Jason, I've got $900 to get rid of from the slot win, so come buy them.
Come buy them at spot. 1.5.
1.1 market. Sebastian opening to 225, isn't it? Aaron with the ace-5 off. Not trying to hide his frustration with his hand. Oh, Jack's got aces here. Oh my god, what, is he going to trap or is he going to jam? Oh my god, this is...
Don't make it 5. Don't make it 600 because that's just a snap full.
He's going to trap. He's going to trap. I really like this if he does just flat. Thinking about it. He's going. Yeah, he's picked. What do you think, Tower? Is he jamming or is he flatting? He's jamming.
The lot is in the triangle. Can I have a count, please, says Sebastian.
I think he's going to get away from this.
Ace 10 he calls, Ace Jack he calls, Ace 6 should be a fold from what we've seen.
Ace 8 and Ace 9 are calls, Ace 7 is probably a call, Ace 6 is the one where you start to think, oh, do I or don't I? But we've got to think about what Jack should be shoving here. He should be shoving King Queen, King Jack, King 10 suited, potentially Queen Jack, but he may just flat that. He's going to be shoving 3s, 4s, 5s. But the problem is, with the hand like A6, we're now not ahead of 7s, 8s, 9s, or flipping with those. So So that's kind of an issue. But we are still winning against those king queens, king jacks, and that might be what's going through Sebastian's head when he doesn't go for the snap fold. Given the way the stacks are, the ICM pressure is pretty heavy though. So I think he is going to fold.
He's definitely folding.
He doesn't look like he wants to fold, but he looks like he knows he should fold.
Yep.
And he does. Well done, Sebastian, gets out of the way.
Evening, Aaron. Aaron Ward is watching from Blackpool Football Club Hotel. Why? I don't mean why you're watching. I mean why you're in the football club. There's no football on a Thursday.
Got a pitch view room.
Nice. You'll just see some grass. And an average football team on Saturday, if you're still there on Saturday. Why are you there on a Wednesday night? I tell you what, 4 centigrade in Blackpool, that's Baltic. You should be in his shorts.
Pleasure Beach is still open, isn't it?
What takes you to... is it? Maybe at the weekends.
Yeah, the weekends, yeah.
Maybe at the weekends. What takes you to Blackpool on a Wednesday night in December?
That's 62 plus £4 comp that he was talking about before.
Well, the Thursday night, I think the 30 is 90 plus 10.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, they got 40 runners last week, I do believe.
Oh, wow. Decent turnout, that, to be fair. See, Jack, this is a good spot where you can just come in for a limp. We don't really want to raise. Our hand is really... That's a difficult spot with the ICM. I'd limp here. He does just fold. Oh, wow, Rich has queens.
Gets a walk.
I don't think he looked either.
Gets a walk with the queens.
Good job he didn't limp.
Aaron's up there for work. Well, let us know if you need any help regarding food. I'm a culinary mastermind when it comes to Blackpool.
There's a
And
fish and
PK
chips
as well. If you're there for a few days, plenty of good places.
It's quite a few, isn't it? Me, Ali and the kids just ended up at Pizza Hut. Not even joking, we didn't know where to go.
Plenty good places. There you go. That Thursday comp, we won it 2 weeks ago.
Oh, nice.
I don't know. Must be soft.
Aaron with the deuces. Now,
17 bigs.
interesting to see what he does.
Flats.
He limps.
In fact, he's limped.
Now,
Ace
Steve's
10.
just going to put it in.
Absolutely. Now we're just going to fold the twos and waste 100,000. Just.
The VPIP's all pretty similar, between 28 and 33%.
There you go. Earns his money up north and then takes it all back down south at the weekend.
Should do it the other way around.
Should do it all the other way around. You'd have an absolute ball. Takes it back down south, spends it all, has to go back to work Monday to Friday up north.
They pay better down south and it's cheaper up north. Come on, Aaron.
We saw the most southern thing in the world the other day. Ever.
What was it?
Ever.
What was it?
You know starter problem?
Yeah.
You know how nice the starter problem is?
Yeah.
And you know it comes in a glass.
Right.
A nice specialised glass.
Yeah, yeah.
Somebody asked for a pint of starter problem with no foam.
No foam?
With no head.
Why?
The most southern thing you'll ever see in your life.
Was it also a shandy?
No, it was a pint of star with no head.
Jesus.
The most southern thing you've ever seen in your life. Does anybody know where at Bally's they're holding the World Series? Yeah, Bally's.
Bally's in Paris.
They've both got convention centres underground.
Apparently the total square feet is bigger than that of the real. So
Yes. What, in each one or both?
I think it's the total.
Right. Well, it will be. It's 2 different convention centres.
Yeah, but the real's huge, isn't it?
Yeah. To be fair, the Rio was perfect.
Yeah.
Super King, what's the status of the high roller? Well, the last time I checked, there was 5 for about 2 hours.
That's how long Jack Salter tanked, wasn't it? Against
Jack Hardcastle was the last out to what I saw. The high roller is down to 4. They've lost 1 person in 3 hours. So we'll try and find out who was eliminated.
Big money up top on that one, though.
Nearly 100 grand.
Shy of 100k.
Amazing. Nearly 100,000. The person eliminated was Drayton.
Oh, Drayton.
Drayton Axiage is out. Jack Salter, Gary Miller, Mark Wright, and
Jesse Jack Salter.
Jesse Chambers. Yeah, they're the ones.
See, Aaron's in a spot here where it's folded to Aaron in the small blind with ace-3 and he's just folded.
Nobody wants to win. Difference is nobody wants out.
I think
That's
it's more
the difference. If it's your big payday and you've free rolled for 2 grand, prizes are coming along the bottom. This is what it means to these 5 guys.
Must be nearly at the next level now.
Yeah. We'll be very close to 50, 150.
What time are we on? 25 to 1.
Huh?
I said, what time is it?
What time is it? It's 00:37.
Cool. Oh, wow.
And we're still on 5.
Yeah, this is a weird spot because Sebastian shoved the king 8 off,
Yeah.
which I don't mind. But Aaron's tanking now on the button with Queen Jack suited, but open folded the small blind last time with ace-3.
Yeah, and then limp with 2s. So he's going to fold these as well.
So
we all know what Aaron's doing. He's folding.
But I mean, what we've got to do is look at Aaron's demeanour. He looks more and more frustrated each time he gets a hand like this.
Yeah. Well.
So it's only a matter of time before he puts one of them in. It's not going to be this one. You can see he's visibly.
Oh my days! It's a 15-minute break. Woo-hoo! Great. We will see you back at 5 to 1, 00:55. We'll see you. It's about time we got some coffees and some matchsticks.
Yeah.
We will see you in 15 minutes, ladies and gentlemen.
And I have a first. And then another bracelet, and then a second. I have 2 firsts and a second and a 5th in the last 6 years in Raz. It's crazy. I just keep getting there. And so, I think I have the best record in the history of Raz now with Ted Forrest, who's we've always recognized as the best Raz player in the world. Is second. He's right behind me, but I passed him for best record. But I mean, he might be a better Raz player than me. I have a better record than him, but let me win another Raz bracelet or another second, and then I can really say I already have a better record. But the separation is this much.
We've had players turn up. We've had them hyped up. They've disappeared. They've had new players come. They've been the best. Then they've disappeared. 31 years ago, you won the main event and you've stayed at the top since then. How have you managed it?
Yeah, I still remember someone telling me in 2008 that this was the greatest player in history. And I asked somebody, I said, who is the greatest player? and he told me this is the greatest player in history. And then I basically by 2009 the guy disappeared. So, I mean, really, this is the greatest player in history. Why? Because he had a hot year or two in online poker, and so they've come and go. This guy is great, and he's gone. This guy's great, and he's gone. This guy's great, and he's gone. I've watched everybody, and then they not only that, they come in and they say they're greater than me. So they have this thing where people want to bet results against me every year at the World Series of Poker, and I don't make those side bets because I want to stay single-minded. I don't want to think about anybody but me. I don't stake people during the series. Occasionally I'll take a small, but I just want to think about me and winning the bracelet. And so this younger generation comes up to me in 03, 04, 05, 06, 07, 08, 09, every year. And I say, if you want to bet most bracelets won versus me or better results, go see Doyle Brunson. Doyle Brunson's made millions of dollars betting on me, and he's happy to bet you and take your money. You know what I mean? Unless you are better than me. Unless you can get better results. And so, and then I think it was a year or two ago that Negreanu said all these players are better than you. And I said, listen, here's what I'll do. You choose. And I was playing with Daniel a little bit. I was getting him to post quicker than he wanted to on social media. I already had my next 6 tweets in my mind. And so I'm like, yeah, name 30 players that are better than me, or 40. And so we put a list out, and I said, I'll bet $100,000 per player on bracelet 1. And he said no. He didn't want to pay me. I think maybe it was 30, but he didn't want to pay me $3 million every time I won a bracelet. Well, since I did that, I won 2 bracelets, so I'd be up $6 million. But his guys might have won 6 bracelets, so maybe I'd only be up $5.4 million. But I think there are a lot of people, and poker inspires a lot of confidence. You win a lot of money, you win a few tournaments, everybody tells you you're great, and all of a sudden you're better than me. So, if you think you are and you like betting, go see Doyle Brunson.
And finally, with everything that you've achieved, both on and off the felts, how would you like to be remembered? And would you have done anything differently?
I mean, I want to be remembered as the greatest poker player of all time. Okay. But I also want to remember someone that's honorable, and has perfect ethics. And I think I have those going. And the other thing I want to remember it for positivity, because I put 8 life tips out there to the world, and my book changes people's lives when they read it.
Yeah.
It changes people's lives. It's just very simple, 8 life tips. One of them is, write down your yearly goals, 2020 goals, and tape them on your bathroom mirror. That changes people's lives, because every time they do that, they keep hitting their first and second yearly goal. And then they're tweeting to me, oh my God, I hit my first and second goal. Thank you, Phil. So there's a certain focus and it catching the mind when you wake up in the morning and stuff like that. So I would like to be known. I would like to have my book Positivity still being read 100 years from now, because I don't think we talk to many athletes 100 years from now. So I don't think I'll be talked about as a poker player 100 years from now, 100 years after I leave the planet. But maybe Positivity will still be talked about and read.
It has been an absolute pleasure. And fingers crossed, me and Andy, we were on the rail for number 14. We were there. We've actually got a picture of you shaking Andy's hand on the rail in the Rio. And fingers crossed we can do it again when we all get back to a little bit of normality. And the World Series will probably return in 2021. If it's number 16, 17 or 18 because Phil Hellmuth has ripped up the online series, who knows? But it has been an immense pleasure. Phil Hellmuth, once again, thanks ever so much.
Thanks, Phil. Nice interview. I'll see you guys later. Good luck, everybody.
Phil. When we started an hour with the tower, Andy from Cardoon Direct. He says, you know what? I'm just going to send a tweet and you never know what will happen. I'll send it to the biggest, the most prolific poker player of all time and see what happens. And then we get a reply saying, do you know what, guys? Why not? So it is my pleasure. And the heart's going a little bit because even though it's absolute great pleasure that to introduce a guy that's got just about 24 million in life earnings. He's 22 all-time moneyless. He's got 15 bracelets. He's the only person to win the World Series main event and the World Series of Poker Europe main event. It is the great pleasure of mine, and fingers crossed by the end of it, he'll have just entertained us all, to introduce to you guys the one and only Mr. Phil Hellmuth Jr.
How's it going, Phil?
Oh, thank you very much for this, Phil. This is an absolute pleasure. When Andy sent that tweet, he says, who shall we get? And we were like, well, why not aim for the top? And this is as high as you can get for us.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, when you send out a tweet, you never know what's going to happen.
Absolutely. We're starting with lockdown because we're obviously in strange times. We don't know what life is going to be like after. Is it ever going to be normal again? What has lockdown been for you? What's it been like?
Well, March 8th, I went to Draymond Green's surprise birthday party. I started skipping tournaments March 1st. I didn't go to the LAPC. I didn't even play in the Bay 101, which was in my backyard, the World Poker Tour here, because my friends were on top of this early and were warning me. But Draymond Green had a 30th birthday party. We all loved him, and we wanted to show him. So we took a private jet down at 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. We had a dinner in LA. We went to his birthday party, and the jet left again at maybe 1 a.m. So I was back home by 3. But other than that, March 8th, I was locked in. I mean, I the most I did in 88 days is I went 2 blocks away from the house. And even then I felt like, so, the lockdown, I didn't anticipate that I'd be staying in place as much as I did. I didn't anticipate that I would play as much poker. I literally played poker at least 6 days a week. And I'm a guy that plays once every 10 days with my group of friends. And actually I did really well. I won a lot of money, and I joined another advisory board for a company called Prize Picks. And I think that's my 11th advisory board. Some of my companies, it's been fun to watch them, kind of flourish. Not everything goes wrong during a pandemic. Some companies do well. And one of them is Endgame Talent Agency, which, just keeps getting new customers, and we're growing, and it's crazy. Yeah. And so spent some time talking to the company founders that, that I'm on the advisory board of. And so I'm surprisingly busy. And so I can't really say that I've been bored, And then last week, finally, I went over to my best friend's house, Chamath Palihapitiya. And then I went to Cabo, flew down to Cabo for 4 days and flew back. But we were on my friend's jet. So, and then I've been locked in for the last 8 days, back and stay in place.
It certainly is strange times for everybody. And obviously, everybody was hoping that the World Series was still going to take place. Even though it's not your fault, is this the first World Series or the potential World Series that you would have missed since you were old enough to play?
Yes, I have not missed a series. I think I missed one World Series of Poker Europe, and that was in 2018. I just told the guys, I said, I'm not going back. You should go every other year. And I was trying to make a point. I missed it. So I don't miss World Series of Poker ever. I don't miss World Series of Poker Europe ever, and I don't plan on it. So now, of course, today, big news. They just announced that, you know, they're going to have 85 bracelet events.
It's enormous.
From July, online events from July 1st. So I just called the, you know, the president of the ARIA, Steve Zanella, and he tells me that, you know, we're in pretty good shape at the ARIA. We're really going to be very, you know, safety minded.
Yeah.
And then, you know, reading some articles about it, it seems like MGM has the best protocols for dealing with COVID. And of course, Wynn's up there with them. But I mean, that, you know, of all the casinos, we're the best. And so the ARIA, so I feel very.
You're probably not far, not much different anyway. Time to see the cost. Who runs the best? Time to see the coin in a minute. I say, time to see the coin in a minute.
I think there's going to happen lots and lots. Not much else going on, is there now?
Welcome back, everybody. Jamie will be back with us very shortly, but we are here. We are here to crown a champion. David A Invitational. David A was eliminated first, unfortunately. He went out first. The payouts across the bottom. There you see it, 5,000 first prize, 3,600 for second, 28, 24 and 2,000. We're on 5 players. 6th was Sam Barnes, 7th was Kathy Donovan, and 8th Mr David A, 1,200 to the charity of his choice. And this session should be it, really. The blinds are, I think the blinds are going to be, are we starting at 150, 150 I do believe, and then 1-2. I think this session should be it. Shouldn't have too much play after 11.5 in this session. So this should see us get down to heads up at least, and then crowning a champion as and when. Regarding a full 13 hours so far on the stream, it's been great. 3 events as for your choice. We had the 6 max. The 6 max ran over, so we literally had 10 minutes until the heads up. Adam Neal came to see us. He was runner up, and then we crowned the champion of that, and then straight into the David A. David bust out first, and we're now on to 5 out of the 8 that started at around about 8:45 in the evening.
Sorry I'm late.
That's alright, young man. No problem. Get yourself in.
Between 9 and 12 big blinds now. 50k,
yes.
150k.
12 big blinds as chip leader. Get him in, baby. There's 4 left in the high roller pool.
I just walked past and there's 3 now.
No, 3 is there?
There is.
Uh-oh, do you know who was eliminated?
The guy who we didn't know the name before.
Jesse.
Jesse
Chambers.
It looked like Jack Salter was left.
Yeah. Gary Miller.
And Mark Wright. Yeah.
That sounds about right. Right.
Yeah.
How did Boz get on? Which Boz? Jamie O'Connor didn't play the high roller, did he?
He did.
Or if he did play, he wasn't out. He was out early.
Yeah, he was out fairly early. Yeah. Saw him earlier on.
Yeah. So we're down to 3 in the high roller.
Steve jams the Jack
Steve
7.
Chadwick says, have some of that. We've all got 10 bigs. I'm in. Something will have to happen this session, that is for sure.
Yeah, I mean, if we get through another 2 hours, I will be very surprised.
Yes. has also said he's flicking Tower into the main event tomorrow if we get to another break. That's what he said.
He said that?
That's what he said.
Yeah. I'll flick you while I'm playing the main. Oh.
Come on, Steve, says Caroline. Good evening, Caroline. There was an X there as well. That tells me a little bit of something.
Bet of 250. All in. And a call on their backs. A set of fours. And a pair of tens.
Oh, all in and call. Sebastian with the 10-6 of hearts.
Oi, oi.
Aaron has flopped a set. So it looks like we are losing Sebastian. Unless he hits running.
Looks like he might have a big blind left. If them stacks to bang on.
He'll have 200k.
Yeah, if them big.
And that is a good game to Sebastian. Aaron scoring the big knockout.
Oi, oi.
It was only a matter of time before something happened.
It was indeed.
Good time to flop a set.
It was indeed. I think he's got a big blind left. There's the blinds are 50, 100,000, 50, 150,000.
Additional players remaining in the high roll-up, please retake your seats.
And then it'll go 1-2. So the blinds 50, 150,000, 75 ante. Which one is Steve? Steve's in the light blue in seat number 3. Steve Chadwick. Sebastian, who we spoke to before the end, before the start of play, was very excited to be playing. Yeah, them arms. Them arms are Sebastian. You don't want to mess with them arms, do you?
No, you don't. Give David Hare run for his money.
Absolutely.
David didn't look that big sat next to him, did he?
He looks like Popeye. Olive.
It's going to need some spinach to spin this up, that's for sure.
Absolutely. We are indeed.
Can't spell spinach without spin though, can you?
Spin, spin, spin the wheel of justice.
Aaron. Is he thinking about who they hit to close?
Patiently sat there, folded a few marginal hands that would probably get called on a Thursday night in the pub at the White Lion.
And this is an automatic call from the Queen 10. He would have been calling a bit more anyway.
Retake your seats. Just over 1 minute remaining on your break.
We haven't seen Sebastian's hand, but we will. It's 3-4.
So
it's the 10.
Yeah, we're dead to running straight cards. There's one of them. We need a 5. We need a 5 to survive, and it's not. It's the King of Diamonds.
Oh, good game, Sebastian.
Well played, Sebastian. By 8. Make sure your hands are all right when you've shook your hands with it. Well done, Sebastian.
Out in 5th place for £2,000.
Sebastian Harroff winning £2,000 in 5th. His mate's come to give him a big hug. He'll be getting drinks at the bar, I'm sure. Well done, Sebastian. That'll get updated very shortly. £2,000 in 5th for Sebastian Harroff.
And Aaron now at the lofty heights of 17 big blinds.
Exactly, chip leader. Chipping leaders. Uh-oh. So Sebastian leaves. We're down to 4. Little pay jump.
for the remaining players. We thought this session had to have fireworks as we got down to 12 bigs as a big stack.
Yep. Rich gets a walk. You'll be happy with that. Aaron with the ace deuce.
No need to get giddy now. He's got 2.6 mil with the blinds at 150. He's chip leader.
Good.
That a walk with the ace.
Yeah. Good time. Good timing by Richards.
Yeah.
Forward on the 4-5 would have run into it. Naked Tower. You're playing.
Yeah.
Playing in 11 hours.
I know.
You've got to be in from the start.
You can be out if you want, you know.
No. We'll troop on.
We'll troop on. We reckon this session's going to do it. We reckon this session is going to do it. That's what we reckon.
Time are you back tomorrow?
We'll be setting up. Well, we'll be in situation for about 11:30. Live, obviously at 12, and then 12:30 on the live stream.
Yeah.
We'll be in for 11:30. Me and Jay getting ourselves ready. Jay's had early night tonight, starting to cough and splutter again.
Oh no.
Needs some fresh air, that lad.
It does.
PK's on his way for the Christmas jumper hunt tomorrow for me and himself.
I had mine ready, had it out and ready, and I forgot to pack it, so I'm going to have to get another one.
Where are you staying?
Point A Hotel.
Point A. Well, if you want to go to Marks and Spencer across the road, there's still on there.
Alright, okay.
Christmas jumper day on the Friday. This is what we've got left. Hardly anything now. We've ticked everything. We've tick. We've done it all. We've done the 6-max. We've done the heads up. We're on the Hayemaker. The last 4 players of the Hayemaker, and then the final 4 days of live streaming in 2021 from the team. And day 1B, the last buying day, is Christmas jumper day for anybody that wants to join in. Loads of players that will be doing that. And Dan has said the best jumper that he'll pick out will get a complimentary meal in the restaurant downside of here.
I didn't know that. Step the game up.
Nice touch.
It is.
Nice touch. So we've done week 1, week 2, week 3. Here we go. Last 4 days starting tomorrow after we crown a champion of this Hayemaker Invitational.
Aaron's just limped the button with ace 10.
He does not want to go to bed.
He does not want to go to bed. He doesn't want us to go to bed. So if we're going to bet this flop, we may as well just raise pre, put it in.
Yeah.
Because what we do is when we limp and get a flop like 8-5 deuce, this is the kind of board that's going to hit the big blind checking range. They're going to have all the 8x, all the 5x, all the deuces.
So 4 players are left. We just lost Sebastian in 5th. All in? Who said that? All in.
Nancy, please. Yeah. 25 more. Nancy, yep.
Oh yeah. Small bronze.
Raise.
So we have an all-in. Stevie Chadwick shows his ace. That's the way to do it, Stevie. 4 players left. 4 players. Well done for Grosvenor Poker for putting this on.
Free roll.
Free roll.
20k.
20,000 added free roll. Oh, what was it 3,000 every time they played a free roll?
Yeah, so 721.
Yeah.
It's like over 40 grand's worth of prizes added to this. Culminating in these final 4 players. Thousands of players have entered the free rolls. Comes down to these 4 men.
I cashed once.
Did you?
Yes.
Well
for £5.70p.
Well done, mate.
I think I come like 14th or something.
That'll cover your NFL bet, right?
It went all. I was all in on the weekend after from Towers Treble. I'm skint again now.
Well, if you're putting your money on Towers Treble, you're never going to win, right?
So Steve in seat 3 moves on in again with another ace. Have some of that, he says.
You should definitely have Newcastle in your Towers Treble on Saturday.
What, as a winner?
Yeah.
Who'll they playing?
Burnley at home.
You're playing Burnley at home. Do you think it's going to be Eddie? Do you think it's going to be Eddie Howe to win a game? His first win.
Yep. Against his former club.
Is he?
He was at Burnley for a year, wasn't he?
Was he?
Yeah. He left Bournemouth to go to Burnley for a year. I'm sure he did. Unless I'm just making.
No, he didn't.
You sure?
Yeah.
How much?
He left Bournemouth and didn't do another job.
How much you betting?
No, I never went to Burnley.
Went to Burnley, then went back to Bournemouth. I might be wrong.
I hope you are. You've heard it here first. Eddie Howe.
There we go.
Well, there you go. Well, what year was that?
So he was at Bournemouth 2008 to 2011, then Burnley for a year, and then he went back to Bournemouth for 8 years.
Wow.
Now he's going to be at Newcastle until the end of time.
Good shout. Have they given him a 35-year contract like they did with that other fella?
Not yet. Alan Pardew.
Alan Pardew was still getting paid by the club, isn't he?
He's just about out of contract now, I think.
Still getting paid every month by the club for the last 8 years, and he's not being manager. What a club.
Yep.
What an insight that is to give a manager a 10-year contract. Waiting, I'll tell you what, good insight that. Well-run club.
We are now.
You are now. Aaron, deuce 4 under the gun. In the muck, Aaron, no TV time. There you go, he says, oh sorry, is it on me? He's already timed out online, you see.
Yeah. Rich is just going to put it in. He does. Oh, we might get a...
No, we don't. It shows him the king. We are still on 4.
Yeah, that's what's going to happen, basically. It's going to be rude. One person at the bus. That's the nature of the game. We'll have to do it tonight. Every time someone touches me,
So a four-handed to the title of the David Hay Invitational. Thanks for sticking with us, ladies and gentlemen. Will be available to watch if you are tuning out before the end, but we reckon it'll be done this session because of the blinds, the big average stack to the big blind. Average stack will be about 14 big blinds at this moment in time, and the blinds are going up very soon.
Oh, Kyle's coming in to take over. Kyle will finish it off, right?
So another variation we have had. Another great variation we have had. We've had the cash game, we've had the MPL playoff, we've had the midi, and now we've got the David Hay, we've had the 6 max, and we've had the heads up. 6 games we never normally do. It has been amazing.
Oh.
Oi, oi. Call with the 4s.
Please.
Call with the 4s.
Please, Aaron.
Call with the 4s.
Please.
Oh, don't bother them.
Oh. Send us home.
So the blinds are now 100,000, 200,000.
For what it's worth, the 4s is a fine fold there.
Is it?
Just tired.
Yeah.
Michael has stood in the background just staring at his watch for no reason, as if to hurry them up. He's just
Are they allowed to
staring
chop it?
at his watch.
Are they allowed to chop it, says Yamo? Yes. Yeah, they can do what they want with the money. The money is theirs to do as they want to. They could chop it and walk away right now.
I don't think they're going to do that. Not after playing this long.
No, not getting down to average stack of 12 bigs. The blinds are 100,000, 200,000. The big stack has 13 bigs. It has to lend in the next 2 levels. It has to. Unless we get heads up and then they fold away to victory.
Yeah.
11 big blinds for Richard in seat number 1. Gets a walk. As the old whip folds on the small blind. Don't mind that, to be fair.
Nathan, tell us how you really feel.
First 5,000, 3,600, 28 and 24. So we've got 24 locked up. Sebastian Raff 2,000. Sam Barnes finishing 6th. 7th was Cathy and first out was David Hay. Is that a walk?
It is.
Awesome.
Second one in a row.
Awesome. 11 big blind every stack. We get a walk.
11, 10, 9, 8.
11, 10, 9, 8. 11 big blinds is a big stack. And we get a walk.
You win one pot, you go from last to first.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Jack has to shove, and he does.
Jack shoves, he has to. Richard gets out of the way with the ace. The old, yeah, that'll win it. That's the way to do it. Have some of that.
I've never wanted to see a flip so much in my life. I know we joke, these guys are playing for a lot of money. They're in for free.
Absolutely, they're in for nothing. They've had expenses to get to London, and now they've locked up 2,400. They locked up 1,200 just by turning up.
It's very easy for us to say this, but if I'm in their position, I'm not taking every single spot. The ICM in this spot is pretty big for them. Everyone's got around 10 bigs. The pay jumps are pretty big at this stage as well.
Indeed.
So we have to, as much as we want to see the carnage, we want to see the flips, we want to see the knockouts, these guys are playing for real money. £5,000 is a lot of money.
Just like to say it once again for the final time, thanks to Gary McGaffney. After a very successful London, he decided that the team had earned a glass of water.
You know, when you say the team, I don't think anybody's getting that out of your grip right now.
There was one each.
Oh, is there?
There's not just one.
Oh, all right.
This guy's not just treated me, this guy's treated the team.
Bloody hell.
Gary McGaffney.
That is very nice.
It was an amazing thing that you did for the team. And we'd just like to say thank you on behalf of all the team while you're still watching the live stream and while these are playing four-handed to the title. Thank you very much indeed for that, because that means a hell of a lot to the tower. It really does. It really does. It is a proper gesture. Thank you very much indeed.
It's lovely, that.
We have laughs, we have jokes, we asked for bourbon biscuits. One thing we didn't expect or didn't ask for was a bottle of Moët.
Well, you will be from now on.
So, if the guy at the Ferrari dealership on Park Lane is listening...
Oh, wait.
Oi, oi.
Rich has asked for a count. Everyone's got the same stack.
They have.
Although, actually, no, Rich has got 2.5 million here, so even if he loses this, he's still got 900k.
7 bigs and 8 bigs. We have 7 bigs and 8 bigs. They're in.
Oh, it's in.
They are in.
Come on.
They are in. What does he have? What do we reckon he has? Jack Queen, 10 Jack. What do we think he's got?
King Queen.
I think he's got King with Ace.
Ace
9. He's
oh.
got him dominated as well.
It's a 70-30.
We could be down to 3. We could be on 3. Right, we are.
Well, backdoor clubs.
We're on 3.
And it's GG to Jack. Well played.
Well done, Jack. Jack Redmond finishing in 4th place. Taps the table and takes home 2,400, I do believe it is.
It is.
Amazing. What a good effort.
Jack played well. I was asked on the first break who I thought would go on and win once David and Kathy had bust. And I did pick Jack. He seemed to play very well in the early stages. So well done to him.
Well done, Jack. Good effort.
Somebody had to bust here though. It was just a case of 2 hands running into each other. And he was unfortunate enough to be on the wrong side of it.
We're down to 3.
Rich King's got to be a massive favourite here now.
He has. Favourite in the book as well.
He was.
If anybody had a couple of quid on him, he was 5-1.
What is he now?
Wow, 1-3. I know it's only the flip of a card can change it, but if he was the most experienced, this is what he's going to do now. He's got all the chips. He's just going to put these to the sword.
That's what he should be doing.
Absolutely.
This is where that experience we were talking about early goes in.
Aye, Chris Johnson on Facebook said he could only get 50 quid on at 5-1. Well, fingers crossed it turns into a 3. Obviously knew the skills. I hope they're on about doing a deal now. Now somebody's got all the chips.
Steve going for it with a Queen 4 suit.
Yeah, I've got the Queen 4.
Oh, and a card flips over.
Oh, the Jack 6 can't call, I don't think. No.
Can't. You look nervous that time.
Yeah, Richard King in seat number 1 has all the chips at this moment in time. 4.6 million. 23 bigs, the others have got 16 bigs between them.
So what are the payouts now? 3k? Is it 3k next? Is it 3k next, or what's the next payout? 2.8.
2.8. Jack Redmond in 4th.
2.8, then 3.6.
Sebastian in 5th. We've seen Lou 2 in this session. There you go. That is the pressure he's now putting on now.
That's what he needs to do.
Absolutely. That's all he needs to do to get these guys to 7 bigs each. And eventually one of them will have to make a move. With the lines at 200k, one of them will have to put that triangle in themselves.
Experience mate thought 5-1 was generous.
Yeah,
it was a good price.
When you jam that ace king and you had ace 4 and you had that absolute jack nine. Yeah, my mate told me about it. I'm like,
we're going to walk.
Oh,
don't look at them.
He's tricked us all in triangle and anyway.
Running well today. Lost to 450,000 pot kings versus queens, and then the rest aces versus kings in the high roller. Jeez, I'm glad there's no bridges around here, pal. Flipping heck, that's ill.
There's plenty of violins there.
Kings into queen, aces into kings in the high roller. There's still 3 left in the high roller as well. Jack Salter, Mark Wright.
Oh wow, he snapped.
We're going to call it. They've got on in the call. What's that? Queen 10 for Steve.
I mean, that's the best Steve can hope for when he sees the snap call.
Yeah, Queen 10. He's got live cards. 60-40 in Aaron's favour. If we don't hit as Steve, we are heads up. Oh, we hit, but unfortunately, a king has come as well for Aaron. So we now need a 10 or a queen. Oh, we're heads up. Oh, heads up, ladies and gentlemen.
Good game.
Well done,
Steve.
Another good effort. He shakes the hands. Well done, Steve. Steve Chadwick. Everybody's watching at home. All writing out a list for Christmas.
Yeah.
As he takes home 2.8.
He'll have to write to Hendon Bob as well to get it taken off Stephen Chidwick's score.
From nothing.
Did he tell you that earlier?
No.
He always has to write to Hendon Bob or email them, because they keep putting his scores on
Chidwick's.
He said he won a comp for, I think it was...
No wonder Chidwick's got 40 mil.
I know. He won 11k and it went on Chidwick's. So he had to get in touch with him.
Brilliant.
Very well played, Steve.
Good evening, Colin. Mr. Colin Porter. How are you doing, Colin? What's happening?
Oh, this could be straight in from Richard.
This should be in from Richard.
Although, what are the stacks now? Because it's 200k big blinds.
4.5 to 2.5, something like that, is it?
No, I think he's got
there's 8 million chips in.
They're in.
They're in.
This could be
it. Right. This could be it, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to have a champion.
Rich King just needs to win this hand.
Rich King could have knocked everybody out.
Aaron has Ace Jack.
We have Ace Jack against. We're just getting the second hand. It's Ace 9 of Richard.
Oh, wow.
This could be a complete double up for Aaron. If we hit a 9, we have a champion.
It's clean.
Clean, yeah. 9 for a champion. Anything else, we get a double up for Aaron. And a big double up as well. And this will put put Richard on fumes. And it's a 10.
Guess the double.
Oh, Aaron has just got himself a monstrous double. 6.8 million out of the 8 million. 6.8 out of the 8 million chips in play.
Now it'll be interesting to see how this heads up goes, because Aaron can apply a lot of pressure just by jamming all the time.
Yeah.
Will Richard get any jams through?
3,600 for second, 5,000 for the winner and the trophy. And the pictures from PK. Delightful. We spoke to Aaron before the game.
Yeah.
That was the added value. That was the extra 2%.
Yeah.
No, to be fair, we did speak to David A as well. And Kathy.
Yeah. He took it all from them and gave it to
Absolutely. From one end of the spectrum to the other.
Yeah.
7th and 8th to potential champion.
Yes, 34 big blinds to 5 big blinds, but a couple of doubles.
Absolutely. Aaron Water at the minute is big favourite to take down the tile. No antes. How long have you been playing this? Yeah, no antes heads up in Grosvenor events. If you don't know, you don't know until you're told. So limp and a call.
Goes snap check on whatever the flop is.
Queen, Jack,
maybe
check. Nine clubs on the turn. So Aaron gets out turned a better 200. He'll think about it and then fold. Well, he's calling the 200. And he folded the 3. Oh, delicious! Maybe he knew it was coming. Oh!
This is Aaron's tournament.
This is it. A bet of
Has he put
5.
He's put them all in, right?
No, he hasn't put him all in. But if he calls, it'll be down to a big blind.
So this is where Aaron needs to just be aware of Rich's stack size.
Yeah. Hi Colin, we're in London. We're in the Vic. This is part of the grand final, the 17-day festival. We did the first weekend with the 1K. We did the second weekend, which was last weekend. I'll show you what we've done. We did the cash game, we did the MPL playoff, and we did the midi last weekend. And then today we've done the UK 6 Max Championships. We did the heads up, which was before David A sat down into the Hayemaker knockout, and this is the final of the Hayemaker knockout. We're down to 2, and we're just about ready to crown a champion.
Or are we? A raise to 400k from Aaron. Rich calls and has 395.
Oh, he's turned his cards over. What's happened here?
He thought he was all in.
Ah, so now he's turned his cards over. Aaron's got ace 5. We'll see a flop. The flop is out there. 7, 7, 9. We can only bet.
Oh, this is just a spot where you know he wants to bluff the river.
Yeah.
But he can't.
He ain't got enough chips to bluff. And he just snapped folds. He just mucked with the ace playing.
Aaron was that confident he didn't even need to play.
Do you think if he jams for the 400k, do you think that with 400k he calls? With the ace?
Yeah, he should.
You think?
It doesn't mean he would.
No. So we're in the Vic, which is the 3rd weekend on the trot. Whoa! We get a walk.
Which is all in for 400k.
And we get a walk.
No, he shoved, didn't he?
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he shoved.
Oh, right, okay. He shoved for 2 big blinds and he got a walk. He didn't get called.
2 big blinds?
The bling.
I get the feeling Nathan's not enjoying this.
He's enjoying the banter in the comms.
Yeah. Aaron is going to give a walk now.
Yep. Have it, he says.
And just like that.
Yeah.
It's a quadruple up for Rich King. I had pocket 8s as well.
Look at that.
He had him
Shows
crushed.
the snowman.
He's dialed in. Aaron dodging a bullet there. Where most would have just put him in with any 2, Aaron gets away from what would have been a horrible spot.
What odds can you get on Rich to win? Well, you're looking at these chip stacks. You're looking at 20s. The triangle's in. Any two should be a call. Any 2 cards should be a call. The old Doyle.
Gonna fold.
He's not calling for the other 500,000. It's 2 big blinds to call. 10 deuce. Can't do it. Cannot do the 10 deuce. And to be fair, we saw he was out pipped.
Dialed in again.
That guy's been on telly more than the players, and he's not even played hand.
Yeah.
He's been on the side on that side, he's been on the side on this side, and he's been in the middle texting.
So Aaron is going to give another walk again with a 10 deuce.
I'll definitely take 20s, and you would take 10s. Okay.
Yeah, 10s is quite big.
Yeah.
Considering how short the stacks are. Probably more like 5s. Richard is going to be all in.
Yeah, should be a snap.
No, it must have been.
Must have been absolutely nothing.
It's fine. When he gets to 5 bigs, he doesn't have to jam every hand. He probably will this time. But what Rich knows is that he doesn't have to jam every single hand now. So even though he's got 5 big blinds and his head's up, he knows that his opponent is going to be open folding a lot from the button. I mean, we've seen that he's had 10 deuce, jack deuce, stuff like that. But Rich is aware that he's not going to get put in with any 2, so he can get away with it.
10-4.
Aaron might just make a stand here and just be like, right, I'm going for it this time. Yeah. He limps.
He makes
so this is a spot where Rich is going to go for it. Oh, and he's gone.
No, he makes it. He makes the call.
He's had enough.
This could be. If we don't hit, we have a champion.
He's induced the jam with the 10-4 of clubs.
If we don't hit, we have a champion with the 10-4.
Knew it was coming.
The arms are on the head again. The fist bump and the shout and the scream will be there if we don't hit. Well, the 5 has hit, but the 4 has hit as well. How weird is that?
They had 5 as a head. Club on the turn for the sweat.
Oh, what about a 10 on the turn for the championship?
So a 5 and a 5 only. Or a heart, sorry. A heart as well. And
it's not there. The championship at the 10-4. The 10-4, and we have a fist bump and a shake of the hands and a fist bump again.
Massive congrats
to
Aaron
days.
For taking it down.
He's taking everybody. Oh, he loves it.
He's buzzing.
I'll tell you what, that is great. From an absolute free roll of 0 to a lot of dosh.
5,000.
That is fabulous. Well done, everybody. That was brilliant. Everybody's now talking about it. There's Simon trying to get on and the act as well. Can't believe it. Just in and out straight, that man. Thanks to Simon for actually tracking that event, because that was that got a little bit tough towards the end. But as you can see there, all the kisses and the cuddles are out. There'll be love bites and all sorts very soon. Well done to Rich for finishes in 2nd place. And Aaron Waterer has just been sat down on the chair because he knows the pictures are coming.
He knows it's coming.
PK has instructed him to sit there and shut up because you're having your picture taken. And that is it. Well done, one and all. Absolutely brilliant. Thanks for the promotion. 20,000 plus from Grosvenor, plus all the added extras as well. He is there. He's getting the check. I love it. I love it. Brilliant. What a free roll promotion that was. £5,000 better off Aaron Waterer. Thanks to everybody in the comms today. Thanks to Katie, to Rick Trigg. Thanks to Dave Doherty. Thanks to yourself.
Thank you very much. Thanks to you.
It has been an absolute pleasure yet again. We've done another weekend. We can look at this and we can tick it off very shortly.
We can.
Because tomorrow it is the start of the grand final and the 2,000 buy-in for day 1A. We start the live stream at 12:30. Please come and join us. Day 1B, get yourself a Christmas jumper on. Even if you're watching at home, send us a picture, send us a tweet of you watching the live stream. We'll send out the Twitter handles to make sure you send us a picture of you sat watching the live stream in your Christmas jumper. It's Christmas jumper day because it's the first one back for 2 years, so we are back. Thanks to Jamie and all the team for jumping in today. It's been an interesting day. 3 different tournaments and 3 different outcomes. I've had a right good time. Thanks to everybody in the background, to Simon, PK and everybody else regarding this event. We will see you tomorrow for the grand final. An estimated prize pool of over £700,000, and we just need 556 to hit the mill ball.
That would be unbelievable. Unbelievable. I'll probably contribute quite a few
and
to that.
56 for the mill ball. You never know, it could be achievable. Thanks very much, guys. Great stream, and we'll see you tomorrow for the grand final, the final event for the team of 2021. From Jamie and the tower. Ta-ta.